We finally got our first trailer for Captain America Brave New World after some leakers and scoopers promising this thing was going to be released yesterday, but good old Kevin Feige keeping you on your toes, sniping the leakers, finding out who's saying what, surprising us all by having it be released this morning instead. And I've actually been really anticipating this film, but also just curious to see the turnout of it. This is a film that's had several delays, major rewrites, and major reshoots. Things that were previously in the first draft of this movie have now been removed, and then other villains were added on last minute. But here we have before our eyes what looks to be the final product, and I've got a lot of thoughts. So that's exactly what I'll be doing here for you guys in this video. I'll be giving you my trailer breakdown for Captain America Brave New World, giving you my reaction, diving into some of the Easter eggs or things you might have missed, plot points and how we feel they might affect the bigger MCU, but I want to hear from you guys. There's a lot of naysayers for this movie. People don't care about Sam Wilson's Captain America, which I do think is a shame. I quite liked his Disney Plus series, believe it or not, so I am kind of rooting for this movie to be good. But did this trailer sway you into thinking, yeah, this actually looks solid, or nah, didn't do anything for me, still think it's gonna be crap? I'm curious to hear from you guys. Okay, so as far as the trailer as a whole, I think it is a solid trailer. There was enough in here that actually gave me some excitement. There was definitely some big reveals in here that felt like they needed to be teased, but overall, I'm just liking the tone. This seems like a return to a serious Marvel movie, which is what I've always loved out of the Captain America films, specifically from Captain America Winter Soldier, this espionage spy thriller, and yeah, Sam Wilson looks like he'll maybe go through something serious. But kicking things off at the beginning of the trailer, we do have Sam Wilson approaching General Ross, who is actually now president in the MCU. They do a cheeky fourth wall break in addressing the recast of the previous General Ross.
I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look.
They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
Did a lot more than just change that mustache, but remember, it's because the previous actor, William Hurt, passed away. And well, early on, they try to set up both the team up and the potential feud between Sam Wilson and President Ross. The team up being that President Ross actually wants to enlist Sam Wilson as Captain America, keep him on board, not just replace him with someone who maybe didn't deserve the position, a US agent. So it's nice that they're kind of getting through that and they're not trying to take the shield away from Sam Wilson this time around, but Sam again stays true to his morals, and something Steve Rogers would definitely say, I don't mind a team up, but what happens when you demand I do something I don't agree with?
And if we disagree on how to manage a situation, then what happens?
Which was always a big thing Steve Rogers was fighting for, and one of the reasons he didn't want to sign the Accords in Civil War, because he doesn't think superheroes should be run by the government and their agendas. But the other big takeaway I want to take from this conversation is them setting up why we have Red Hulk as a villain in a Captain America movie. I think that's going to be one of the most controversial parts of this film. It's like, wow, we're finally getting the Red Hulk on the big screen. They even released this fantastic poster, like, damn, this thing is sexy. But you gotta introduce the Red Hulk where there's no Hulk there to fight him. Now, he could always show up and it could be a surprise cameo. That would be awesome. Heck, I'll even take She-Hulk. I know some of y'all hate her, but imagine her twerking off with the Red Hulk. I bet them Red Hulk cheeks can clap. They do at least set up the fact there is some troubling past between the two. General Ross sent Sam Wilson to prison in Captain America Civil War. They were always on opposite sides, and now they're forced to work together. So it's kind of something Marvel has always done, where they switch up motives from the comics or villains from one another. I mean, Ultron was never really an Iron Man bad guy. Ultron was the creation of something Hank Pym did, and that was the feud between them, and it just poured over to Avengers or other heroes from time to time. And with the MCU having their own storylines, there is some pre-built-in history for the Red Hulk to be a Captain America villain, although I know that's not going to mean much to people when they'd rather just have Hulk versus Hulk. From there, we go into a speech that President Ross is giving to a selected group of individuals. Some of those people being, of course, Sam Wilson, Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez, who is the Falcon of this movie.
Well, I'm a bizarrely wise man, Sam.
Yeah, all right.
Wait, yo, you forgot the wings.
Keep them.
And Isaiah Bradley, two characters we were introduced to in his Disney Plus series of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But the part here, which I'm kind of shocked and I can't wait to hear the answers of, Isaiah Bradley appears to be mind-controlled in this moment, something similar to like the Winter Soldier, where he gets up and starts attacking Secret Service agents in attempts to kill the president. Now remember, Isaiah Bradley was revealed to be one of the first people ever injected with the Super Soldier Serum. There's been rumors that one day they want to give him him his own Disney Plus series to the origin he had coming up and being rejected because he was a black Captain America, which is something they did touch upon in the Disney Plus series.
They will never let a black man be Captain America.
But man, he's a character I'm intrigued with and I really like, so it's gonna suck now that he's being turned into an enemy or is being mind controlled and made to do all this bad stuff, because no matter what explanation they give, they're still probably gonna want to lock him up. This is then where we're treated to a couple of shots of a facility where it looks like some experimentation is going down, which brings us in to another villain that is only teased and is mainly heard verbally throughout the trailer.
Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn.
That is Tim Blake Nelson's character of Samuel Stearns, the villain that was teased all the way back in Edward Norton's The Incredible Hulk, is finally returning into the MCU, and I think he'll be the main one responsible for injecting President Ross with the Red Hulk serum. Remember, in the MCU, the thing that turned the Hulk into what he was another experiment to try and recreate super soldier serum. So in a weird way, the stuff that turns you into the Hulk is just another exaggerated version of super soldier stuff. I'm assuming he's got to be the one behind being able to control people who have the super soldier serum, and that could be the explanation for Isaiah Bradley going crazy. I do like one shot in here where we get of Sam Wilson looking to take down some people in his classic superhero costume, a slightly tweaked version of the one that was given to him in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I love this freaking suit. I just think the white really makes it stand out and be more symbolic with Sam Wilson. The other suit he gets in this movie, which is not a bad suit, but it looks like a suit more that Steve Rogers would wear and doesn't really have an identity for Sam Wilson other than the wings. But I guess on that note, let's talk about some of the other supporting characters that get teased in this movie and some of the controversial ones where their storylines needed to be changed. Starting off with the most controversial one is this character named Sabra. One of the early plot points for Captain America Brave New World was to introduce this hero that has an Israel origin. Now, because of the things currently going on in our politics, it's more of a sensitive subject to do something like that. There were rumors that they were just going to cut out this character's storyline entirely because they didn't want to mess with it. And that seems to be half true. She is still named Ruth, which is the alias for Sabra, but Marvel today, in part with the trailer, did release a character description for her, saying, a former Black Widow, Ruth is now a high-ranking US government official who has the trust of President Ross. Seeming like they've completely changed her origin. She's no longer of Israel descent, and if she was a former Black Widow, she was most likely Russian, and instead will just be a highly skilled person, like a Black Widow is trained to be, who protects the president and will be probably a bit of a threat for Sam Wilson. So hopefully that avoids some controversy, but I'm sure some people will still complain. The other thing is we were set to have the Serpent Society in here. That was going to feature American wrestler Seth Rollins in it. I know that had a lot of people excited, but it looks like they've been removed from the movie, and the only person part of the Serpent Society looking to stick around is a character named Diamondback, who was part of the McDonald toy leaks and has a pink color to her. Another late addition to the movie that wasn't part of the earlier draft and was only added a couple of months ago, and we know that because of some of the set photos, was Giancarlo Esposito thrown in as this mysterious mercenary. Now, we don't exactly know his name or who he's playing right now. There have been rumors, but I think all you really need to know is this is a highly skilled person that looks to be a gun for hire to just take down anyone who ends up becoming a problem. I mean, the guy's got knives all over him, guns all over him. He just seems to be someone you call when you need someone taken care of. And that's probably what President Ross does whenever Sam Wilson defies him and doesn't want to follow his orders. But now kind of focusing on what the story is going to be this time around, because it's not just going to be another super soldier serum fight off, making sure it doesn't get into the wrong hands. No, we're finally bringing back the celestial head that was left in the middle of the ocean thanks to the end of Eternal. It's been a running gag where people keep asking, dang, they did this in a movie? It's been years and Marvel still hasn't addressed it. Well, now it's finally being addressed. It's said that this is the big rumor of the movie, and throughout parts of the trailer, you do see Sam Wilson flying around in the middle of the ocean around what appears to be the celestial head. The reason it's the big plot point is because it's said that the celestial head is made out of adamantium. Now that Marvel owns the rights to the X-Men and those properties, adamantium is something they can start introducing, a metal that is looking to be more powerful than vibranium. It's the same stuff Wolverine's claws are made out of. So the movie ends up being an arms race to whichever country can race to this island and take as much of it for themselves. And you know, the sequences we're going to get around it do look pretty cool. It's being described that they're going to be Top Gun inspired, where we're going to get some aviation flight sequences, and Sam Wilson even sports a brand new Captain America helmet that allows him to travel at high speeds and do sonic booms. Although I'm not the biggest fan of his new costume, I think altogether with this new helmet intact, he is looking pretty sweet. Along with the Falcon, who we've gotten a better look at through some promotional leaks, resembling something closer to his comic book counterpart. Having the trailer then end off teasing the fight between Sam Wilson, Captain America, and General Ross as the Red Hulk. I have no idea how that fight is gonna go down, but I'm curious about it, man. I know people just hate that Sam Wilson doesn't have any super soldier serum, but in a weird way that kind of excites me about his character. I want to see how he can survive or even put up a fight and possibly win, or even just get out of that situation with no powers. I mean, we praise Batman for that. I know the dude's got big brain, but Sam Wilson's pretty cool. I mean, it's that spirit that Steve Rogers had in his movie before he got his super soldier serum. He would fight and continue on even knowing he might lose the battle, but he could still do this all day. And I like that spirit that's being thrown into Sam Wilson. So overall, I'm looking forward to it. I think there's enough in here for this movie to look promising. Do I think it'll be the best MCU movie? No. But right now, I'm not seeing signs that this will be the worst thing ever. I hope it nails it and we continue on this streak of Marvel just making some cool movies. Let me know what you guys thought about Captain America Brave New World, what you like, what you didn't like, any things I missed that you might have caught. Let me know, and don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.